Join me today at the table where I am going to share 2 things that I am loving. Welcome to the table, sweet friends. I am so glad that you're here. One thing that I am loving lately is my pressure cooker. How unexpected, right? Well, let me just give you a little bit of context. So I've always had a crock pot ever since the beginning of my marriage. Actually, I think I actually had one before I was married. And I've always relied very heavily on my crock pot for the meals for our family. Unfortunately, I had a bad run of 3 crock pots in a row that were just lemons. Guys, they were awful. 2 of them were the same brand, and then 1 was a completely separate brand, but they were all miraculously awful in their own way. So the 3rd crock pot that took a complete digger, I decided that I was not going to be beholden to a crock pot manufacturer any longer who appeared to just be peddling faulty wares. I was beyond frustrated when you think you're coming home to a meal and you have to, anyway, it was just very frustrating. So I made a few soups and things in my Dutch oven, but then I decided to try to find a larger solution. So have you ever dug around in your own kitchen and stumbled upon an overlooked gem? Do you know those cupboards above your refrigerator? Well, at our house, in our kitchen, that seems to be where things go to be forgotten. Well, let me tell you, that is the exact location in our home that our delightful little kitchen wonder, the pressure cooker, lived. And that precious pressure cooker has been quite the little rock star in the Wilhelm household lately, I can assure you. So I have this newfound love for this pressure cooker, and I kind of feel like a little kid on Christmas morning and just playing with it and trying all these new things. I have stumbled across quite a few recipes and things that we've really liked, a couple duds, but I'm not sure if that's just because it didn't appeal to my family's palate or if it actually was a fail. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. But I don't have any idea why I've been so intimidated by this thing for so many years, because right now it's feeling pretty awesome. Now, to be honest, there are still some times when I really miss a crock pot. So when I really need to take something to someone's house. I ran into this at Christmas time. It was a potluck gathering, and it's a little tricky because the pressure cooker works really well to cook the food, but then I don't really have a nice way to transport the food or keep it warm. So clearly there's still some housekeeping things that I need to work through. But overall, life beyond the crock pot is going pretty well. I feel like I'm a little bit late to the pressure cooker party, however, so it's just one of those things that I was a little nervous about. I was a little intimidated by the pressure cooker. So if you have pressure cooker must tries, please send them my way. As always, my contact information is all in the show notes. I would really love to have your must try recipes or suggestions because it's all very, very new to me. So the second thing that I wanted to share with you is a song. In past episodes, songs have been very popular, very well received on the kitchen table chats. So I have a song that I wanted to share today. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's from 2009, and it is How He Loves by the David Crowder Band. Now, I'm sure many of you are familiar with this song. It's a phenomenal song by a great band. In this song, I feel like Crowder does such a beautiful job of putting to words the love that God has for each one of us. My hope is that you'll take the time to listen to the words of this song, but also to listen to the song using the link in my show notes, because I want you to really hear the emotion in his delivery. They do such a phenomenal job with this song. It's one of those songs I can rarely get through without tearing up. It just tears at my heartstrings in the best possible of ways. And I tend to process a lot of my feelings through music. I don't know how many of you out there can relate to that, but I love this song and I feel compelled to share it today because it reminds me of that deep affection that I know that God has for each of us, and it convicts me to share the gospel on this podcast. It's that love for us that God has that I'm always trying to share. So as I've mentioned in past podcast episodes, I can't play the song due to copyright laws, but I'll read the lyrics and then I'll put the link to the song in my show notes. So here we go. I'm going to read through the lyrics of the song. Again, the song is How He Loves by the David Crowder Band. Now, side note, that band is no longer the David Crowder band. Now it just goes by Crowder. So if you're looking for songs, additional songs by this artist, he now is releasing music just under the name Crowder. All right. He is jealous for me, loves like a hurricane, I am a tree, bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. When all of the sudden I'm unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory, and I realize just how beautiful you are and how great that your affections are for me. And oh, how he loves us, oh, how he loves us. And we are his portion, and he is our prize, drawn to redemption by the grace in his eyes. If his grace is an ocean, we're all sinking. And heaven meets earth like an unforeseen kiss, and my heart turns violently inside of my chest. I don't have time to maintain these regrets when I think about the way that he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. And that's it. It obviously repeats a lot in the actual song itself, but those are the words other than the repetition, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love the poetry of it. I love the symbolism of it. I love the biblical aspects of truth found in this song. It is beautiful. I sincerely hope that you please take a minute to listen to the song. I think it's 3 minutes or less. Listen to the song in its entirety. It's linked again in the show notes, like I said. Check it out. I hope that you find it to be as moving as I do. Sweet friends, until we meet again, I pray that each of you will choose to do what you can with what you have from where you are, to deepen your own connection to the Lord and to share his word with the world, and to live your life as evidence that you, my friend, are nourished by the book. I love you all. Take care.